Welcome to the After Podcast. I'm your host Kyle, coming at you again with our cinema section with Greg and Dan.
How you doing?
Hello.
So, as far as news goes, Jack Quaid was apparently everyone thought he was going to be playing Johnny Storm for the upcoming Fantastic Four,
Mm-hmm.
and he finally decided to say something about it on social media. His exact post was, "Not playing Johnny Storm," and that he's flattered that everyone wants him to play Johnny Storm. But they did have some people that are front runners so far that they are speculating on as far as people they want to play Johnny Storm and Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn. I have no idea who that is. And Vanessa Kirby. I have no idea who that is either. Vanessa.
Yeah, Jack Quaid is a terrible for Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
No.
Vanessa Quaid's the chick who played the love interest of The Rock in Hobbs and Shaw. She was in the 2018 Mission Impossible and the 2023 Mission Impossible. She's in the new Napoleon movie. So she's around. I know what she looks like now.
Is she Josephine or is she somebody else?
I have no
In the
idea.
new Napoleon
I
movie?
just kind of saw that it's on her list of movies she's
Oh,
going to
alright.
be doing. So they're saying they would like her to play Susan Storm, which, yes and no. No, who's Joseph Quinn?
Ask the internet. You have the internet at your
I'm
fingertips,
working on
man.
it. Oh. No.
What?
No. It's...
British actor best known for his role as Eddie Munson in the fourth season of Netflix series Stranger Things.
So... He's supposed to play Johnny Storm.
He has a giant forehead. Kind of looks like me, which is a freaking disappointment. I have a giant forehead. Look
Every
at
time
that.
you look in the mirror, what a disappointment.
Well, for a movie star, yes.
Fair enough.
There is no way that I'm going to pull anything like that off. I would go to a million castings. Someone's going to cast me.
Fair enough. So those are the two. The other thing I shared it with you as well, Greg, is Ryan Reynolds is trying to bring back Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh yeah, you did.
I'm excited.
What's he want to do it as a series or as a movie?
I do not know or care. I'm assuming it'd have to be a series.
I don't think we're gonna get anything new for a while, anyways. This whole writer and actor strikes.
Really killing the industry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but we've also hit a point in human history, like, how many more original ideas are we going to keep coming up with?
Well, number one, the studios aren't going to risk a gigantic movie like Fantastic Four on some schmuck, so they need somebody who's on the picket line right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're not gonna. That's why I said we're not.
Yeah,
I don't think we're not
probably
gonna get anything new for a while.
Well, I agree with you then. It's just he's acting like it's going to be like, oh, okay, we can just get some schmo.
I mean, you could.
It's not going to work.
I mean, it could if you got bigger names around them.
But the actors are on strike too.
Well, that's what I mean. That's
Well, I'm agreeing with you, man.
for a while.
It's all in order.
I did say I agreed with you.
I didn't realize that.
I did say I agreed with you,
I didn't
didn't
realize that Fran Drescher is like the head of their.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, she's like the.
that's good.
She gave like a statement the other day.
Well, we learned something new.
Isn't that the same guy right there?
You see?
The giant forehead guy, same guy except with longer hair.
Yeah, that's
Okay, yeah, okay. He looks just as terrible with long hair as he does. Zachary Montgomery, just because he's Australian.
Fucking gremlin.
It just.
Yeah, on this list they have Dave Franco as a choice for Johnny Storm. No.
There, now we're all relaunched. Shut up.
9-1 ball paddle. No one will help me.
Don't help me.
Matt
Damon.
Kyle Weaver. Alright. So I don't know when it cut out. Neat. I'll recover it.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, by the way, all the marsupials in North America are opossums.
yeah, I was going to tell you that. I looked it up
I
while
just-
we were talking about
I looked it up. The
yeah,
same
I
thing.
looked it up. I looked it up, but then we got talking and I forgot to say it.
So yeah, we were saying about how Fran Drescher is the head of the.
Yeah, Fran Drescher is the head of the actors.
And for a record, Dockery Montgomery, Australian actor, has a large forehead. That this counts him as being Johnny Storm. Just telling you.
And then there's what's his Franco's younger brother.
Yep.
See, there's another picture of him with a giant forehead. See, right there. There's
What's his
another
name
one.
again?
Look at
Devin
that.
Franco or whatever.
I mean, who would you realistically? Who would you want to play him?
Yeah. Incidentally, that's a hard one because
Efron, Zac Efron's too old.
yeah, that's the problem.
He has to be like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, because that's the whole shtick with Johnny Storm.
He's like a teenager, basically.
yeah, at best a teenager. Like an older teenager, maybe 20.
There's really no.
But he's really mature.
There's really no younger.
well-known actors.
Yeah, right.
Like Finn Wolfhard is the only one I could think of.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
he's too young.
Yeah, and
How old's he?
14.
No.
15.
Finn Wolfhard. I think?
Well, by the time the movie starts getting into development, he's gonna be old enough.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Finn Wolfhard. He's 20.
Oh, I guess he is.
oh, he's like a Tom Holland. He looks really young.
Oh, you didn't watch it, did you?
What?
You didn't watch the movie It, the new one.
I saw the first half.
So he's the one with the glasses. He's the goofy kid with the black curly hair and the glasses.
Oh.
That's Finn Wolfhard.
He's
Thought he was younger. Well, he was back then. He was 14, 15 back then. When the first It came out.
yeah.
No, he's like a Timothy Chalamet clone. What's the point?
Fair enough.
No, I don't think so.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Well, the second part of Dune's coming out or whatever.
Yeah.
Which we don't need any more Timothy Chalamet. I don't care if he's his clone or not.
Yeah, but
He doesn't look right for Johnny Storm anyway.
yeah, no, and that's the hard part.
He looks like a. He's like I don't know. He's destined to be like a movie villain because look at that nose on him. It's pretty pointy. He's destined to play Ichabod Crane or something.
I'd be willing to see another Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, like a different.
Well,
Yeah.
you ever seen the old Disney version?
The
Cartoon
yeah,
one?
the cartoon.
That's what he
one,
reminds me
It's
of.
been a long.
Now
time.
he's not quite as tall as that character, obviously. But,
Yeah.
But you know,
I'd be down to see another Spooky Hollow,
Yeah, like a more.
an updated version.
I could tell you what he could play. Oscar Wilde maybe, with that hair.
Yeah.
Well, so what is he supposed to be? Is he supposed to be like muscular? Or is he supposed to be?
Yeah,
Basically,
I mean, you
Johnny
guys, I don't know
Storm-
nothing
Johnny
about the.
Okay, so Johnny Storm is
actually
literally-
Chris Evans was perfect.
Yeah,
the perfect
Chris
look.
Evans. That's how he played him.
All
Was
right.
the exact epitome of Johnny Storm. He's just this young, extreme sports kid.
Got
Who's
it.
like always in shape and always ripped and always trying.
Because
to
the original version had like hot rods, and
Right.
whatever was popular at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And then as far as characterization, the Fantastic Four movie's pretty good. It's just the plot was
terrible.
no, they did Doctor Doom wrong. That's the
Yeah,
primary problem.
But no one's ever going to do Doctor Doom right.
What? They're not going to make him a super genius who makes his own power armor and can also like sling spells at people? Why not?
Oh, I'm
It's
not.
it's very simple, but they don't want to do it.
They don't. Yeah, because it is a lot, and then we have to add Latveria, and then we have Doombots. And
The Doombots are awesome.
I know they're awesome. I agree.
Well,
with
they
you.
already have life model decoys. They have Doctor Strange now. There's no reason why they couldn't
Yeah.
do the original one.
Get Doctor
I'm
Strange
sorry,
involved
we're
with.
nerding out a little bit, but
Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, I'm listening.
I mean,
I just don't know.
basically Doctor Doom, he was a rival Reed Richards, and then he got into a lab accident, which was his fault. But he blames Reed because Reed kind of helped him with the stuff a little bit, and he might have got a little bit of scarring. No one knows.
yeah.
He was like really handsome, and then he got one scar, and he freaked out because he's a narcissist.
So kind of like.
So he blames Reed for everything, and then he goes back to Latveria and just tries to
Goes
mess
crazy.
with the Fantastic
So
Four.
kind of like Doctor Strange when he messes his hands up.
No, it's
no.
like a little teeny thing.
Oh, okay.
Like
it's and he's
like a
such
beauty scar.
He's such
You
a
know?
conceited dick. He's like, oh, I'm the best, I'm the smartest. Yeah, well, fuck Reed Richards. He ain't as smart as me.
I got you.
Even though Reed Richards is
So
smart.
he's like, it's what he said. He's the true epitome of a narcissist.
Yeah, he's such a dick.
Okay.
But he's
But
awesome.
he's not. He wants to rule everything because he thinks he's kind of like Lex Luthor, sort of.
All right.
Like,
He doesn't usually kill people normally.
Oh,
but he's doing criminal activities to be able to.
it's funny you brought up Batman. I seen a thing. I didn't really read it, but they seen a thing today where they want to change Batman's origin story.
Yeah, well, that's never gonna happen.
Oh, let's. You should have read that because I can't wait to see.
I don't
this.
know why I didn't read it, but I looked at it and I just skimmed past it.
What they suggest, Kyle?
I don't know. I said no. I'm saying you should have read it because now I want to know about it. So now we all got to do some research as we all pick up our phones.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it again.
See what they want to do with that. But in the meantime, yeah. So, like, Doctor Doom's really just a really fun character because
His mother was a gypsy shaman kind of.
yeah,
She was like a magician, and then she
she made us deal with the devil.
deal with the devil, and then later on in life he goes into hell to save her soul,
Yep.
literally. And then he walked out of hell, and the demons wouldn't mess with him. And then he tries to pick up Thor's hammer, but couldn't. And then
because he couldn't pick up Thor's hammer,
but he did mess up Thor in that story.
Yeah, he whooped Thor's ass. But then when he couldn't pick it up, he's like, "This hammer's not worth my time." So instead of saying I can't do it because I'm not worthy, it's this hammer's not worthy of me.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's how conceited he is.
And then he takes over the universe
Yep. And then
Couple times.
and then he always screws it up for himself.
because he's conceited and thinks he knows everything.
Yes.
He doesn't.
Like the one time he made a Doombot so realistic of himself, it took over Latveria and locked him away for a while. Because the Doombot was so convinced it was him. Or
Yeah.
a better version of him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Doctor Doom's great.
I should have read it and then told you about it. Now it's probably gonna be a pain to find.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. It's under discussed new Batman Origins. Not organs.
No, not organ.
No, my phone.
Yeah, your phone. Did exactly what you asked it to do.
No, I put OR. As soon as I put OR, it went for organ.
Is the movie studio that want to change it?
I don't know. I didn't see if it was a movie or a book or what, but I've seen it.
That sounds like something that's going on with comics right now. They try to change it up for some stupid
I
reason.
just seen that it said Batman's origin story to be changed. May be changed, and I was like, what?
I could see DC wanting to do that with some of all the retroactive stuff they're changing.
But that's why they're never selling comics ever again. The industry is dying, essentially, because of the movies are so popular. They don't need to make money with comics anymore, so they don't need to make good stuff.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. So, it's just like Marvel does the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't found it yet. I mean, if I run across it,
Yeah, by all
I'll
means.
send it to you.
So,
Where do we want to start?
I'm thinking about that. How about we start on things that we've each watched that's not correlated to like stuff we've watched together, because that way we get some stuff out of there. Stuff I've watched this week. I've been watching the Harley Quinn show on HBO Max.
The cartoon?
Yes, it's really good. It's really adult themed. It's really funny. This season we're on episode 4. It's decent, but I think it's already hitting its peak and it's starting to dirtle in its own continuity, so it doesn't know where to go from there.
The only thing I saw was in Gotham Knights TV show. they were going to change. It's a conspiracy to kill the Waynes instead of it was just a random robbery.
Oh, that happened in the comic book too.
Yeah, but they changed that a couple times
With
already.
Azrael.
They changed that a couple times anyway, so that's not a big deal.
Yeah. So.
It doesn't change its story arc, really.
No.
Did the Court of Owls wasn't involved in that at any point, were they?
No. In the comic book?
Yeah.
In the comic book, okay, so there's this the dude who's Azrael right now.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, his great ancestors were part of the original people who helped found Gotham in the Pilgrim times.
Mm-hmm.
And when his family got everything great around there and Gotham started thriving, the Waynes killed his dad and claimed that they're the ones who settled everything.
Oh, okay.
And the Waynes took his birthright. Well, not the actual Waynes. His family original name was Wayne. The people who killed his ancestors and then took over called themselves Wayne. So the Waynes family line was
they've changed the origin story of Gotham like a million times. For a while, there was a demon under it.
Yeah.
For a while, there was a
demon. Speaking of that,
they also had another reason they explained why Gotham was so terrible. Incredibly bad feng shui. Basically geomancy.
Feng shui.
Where basically everything, all the buildings kind of... There was also an ancient Indian burial ground at some point. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It probably has all those things at once.
Gotham's just shitty. How about that? So, speaking of which, me and you watched the Batman Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Movie. That was awesome.
That was pretty sweet.
It was intense. It was a lot of death and a lot of body horror for people.
Yep. Dick Grayson got frozen to death.
Yep.
They didn't use that freeze guy nearly enough for my taste.
Yeah, Dick Grayson got frozen to death. Frozen to death.
Frozen to breath.
Frozen to breath. And then the other kid got eaten by Killer Croc.
That was kind of disappointing, Killer Croc, actually, sort of.
Yeah.
He just came out of nowhere. They didn't explain anything on that one.
No, he was just there.
Why put Killer Croc if you don't do the backstory? It's terrible.
Or at least, hey, this is Killer Croc. He's part of this.
Or you could just go, I'm going to a circus. I'm going to hire this guy, and let's go kill people.
Yeah. So,
could be anything. I don't know.
Greg, DC does a lot of really good animated stuff.
Yeah.
Like, their animated stuff's about 20 times better than any of their live-action movies. Like, all their animated stuff's good. This one, they decided to do a spin-off of Batman where it's related to, like, the Cthulhu history.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was pretty cool. There was definitely things they didn't do enough with. Like, for some reason, there was a chain of villains that all led into each other.
There was way too much going on.
Yeah, there was, like, they just introduced too much. And I get it, because it's just supposed to be a single animated movie. But they had Mr. Freeze become Poison Ivy, who then created Two-Face, who then created a portal for Ra's al Ghul. And then
I don't know why they made Two-Face a door. They basically had him, like, half his face was turned into, like, a fungus kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he just stood there.
And he couldn't move.
He sat there and he couldn't move.
And then his whole skin started stretching out and became a giant dimensional door.
That was ridiculous. They didn't need him.
Yeah.
They didn't need him. They didn't need Killer Croc either.
Yeah.
So they could have taken out two of those guys from that. Because there's a comic based on it. Yeah. Gotham by Gaslight. It's pretty good.
The other one I like is the one when they did Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, that was better than the Cthulhu one.
Yeah, that one was really cool. So
has Catwoman in it. That's sweet.
Yeah, they had Catwoman in it, and then they were doing Jack the Ripper on this one with the same thing. It's like old timey, so it's like Batman in the like 1800s.
Yeah,
and you find out that Commissioner Gordon's Jack the Ripper because he went insane because during the first during whatever war he watched all his people in the army die of like diseases and stuff from sleeping with prostitutes. So then he went crazy and started going killing prostitutes to uphold justice for men. And he was super crazy because he was trying to cut up Selena Kyle, and it was awesome. That was a good one.
Yeah. A lot more action in that one.
Yes.
A lot more, fewer attempts to try to be.
And then
serious.
also he like burnt off half his wife's face
Oh my gosh, that was.
to teach her how to be a good woman. It was crazy, and she's like, "I believe in his justice." And she's all crazy.
Ugh.
Oh,
Kind of reminds me of an anime, actually.
yeah.
There's some weird anime,
convoluted.
like torturing somebody for ideological reasons. I don't know. I've never heard of that ever in real life, but I don't know.
I mean, the Crusades for torturing people for an ideological reason.
No, I mean like to traumatize them to
Be
like that. That's weird. So, what do you want to go to next?
I don't think you watched anything else.
Oh, not together. No.
No. Greg, did you watch something?
You and I watched 3 things together, Kyle.
Including half of RoboCop.
You and I watched Oppenheimer. We watched
Yes.
Futurama, and we watched What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, let's go with Oppenheimer. So, you liked it. So did
I loved Oppenheimer.
I thought it was really good. Me and you agree about the one scene was really.
So there's
unnecessary.
one very weird scene in it. It's they could have done without it
At all.
Yeah, they could have just literally got rid of the scene. It was very odd. Don't want to give away too much if you want to watch it. So it's kind of like a big scene. So if you love history, if you like history, you're gonna love the movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like history, don't watch it.
Yeah, if you know nothing of history or
It's pretty much it's a movie version of a documentary on Robert J. Oppenheimer or J. Robert Oppenheimer. It like runs through his early life. It runs through his time before getting asked to be on the Manhattan Project.
yeah, it's another one of the movies that have become popular where they're doing retellings. They're retelling somebody's life.
Right.
It's just this time it's not a musician, so it's less musical.
Yeah. So I mean,
Because they did Elvis, they did
Elton John. Yeah.
the dude from oh my God, Guns N' Roses. No, not
No,
Guns N'
it's
Roses.
Queen.
Queen,
It's,
that's it.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, and they were getting ready to do somebody else here.
But anyways, it's a good movie. I didn't realize how much they tried to blackball him after the Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize how much they tried to run his name through the dirt.
Yeah, discredit him
And like make him sound like he was some crazy nut job and all this other stuff they did with him. So it's a very interesting movie if you like history and you're into that stuff. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, I went in not wanting to see it really because I'm not really that big of a history buff. I know stuff about history, but I'm not that into it like you are. But after coming out of it, I was like, this was good. This kept my attention.
So like he battles himself with like his morality about the bomb and like what he has like this thing where he wants to build it, but then he's afraid of what we're gonna do with it, and
Yeah.
and what we did do with it afterwards kind of like haunts him, and he tries to tell people that, and they pretty much tell him shut the fuck up.
Yeah. The constant thing where anybody who's on the verge of something great, whether it's going to be good, bad, or otherwise, wants to finish it because they already put so much of their life into it. But then also they know what's going to happen with it, so they don't know if they can live with the end results of what they want to do. But the curiosity of what they're building gets the better of them.
Right. Then you find out that they actually wanted him to help with the H-bomb, and he told them no, he didn't want nothing to do with helping build the H-bomb.
Yeah, because it was going to create an arms race, which
Right.
it did.
So, no, it's a great movie if you like history. I highly recommend it. If you're listening and you don't like history, I don't recommend it.
Yeah, go watch Fast and Furious 11.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, Haunted Mansion's out.
Barbie.
And Barbie's
Barbie's
out.
out.
Barbie's out. I mean, there's movies to go see, but if you don't like history, don't go see
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
I was going to say, we were definitely some of the youngest people in that movie theater when we walked in.
Yeah, actually, there was a lot of older people in the theater. In the theater for what was it, a Saturday evening?
Yeah.
It was pretty packed.
Yeah. And especially for a movie that was already 3 weeks out.
Right. Yeah, it's still getting pretty good numbers right now. They said the fall off was only, I think they said 43% the last time I read up on it.
That's not bad. So when we watch that, Dan, did you watch What We Do in the Shadows with Futurama at all?
Well, first episode, that's all I saw. I
right.
saw Twisted Metal a little bit.
I've seen the first episode of Twisted Metal.
I have not.
I saw the second too.
The first episode's not bad. Now I haven't gotten to. Did he meet Sweet Tooth in the second one yet?
Well, he met him at the end of the first one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the very, very.
The
end,
second
yeah,
one
right.
was basically he catches up with him, he tries to get away, then he like basically blows up his ruins his car. And
So
then they're hiding out in the casino,
right.
and then the girl tries to gets into the vents, and then he catches up. The Sweet Tooth catches up with him, and then he messes around with him for a little bit, and then because the guy knows he can't beat him physically, he just like tries to talk to him, sort of, even though his head's squished against the,
Oh, when they start singing the one song together.
And then he says, "You want to go for come into the show?" And then he goes, "Yeah, sure, I'll go to the show."
Right.
And then he goes to the show, and then she's like, Sweet Tooth caught her in the vents, and she was in this like giant fishbowl kind of thing. And then he goes, I was waiting to see how long it takes him to starve to death. That guy's record, there was a corpse in there. The record was 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
And he goes, and then he says, "Wouldn't it be better if you had?" He goes, "You only have 2 hands to clap. Wouldn't it be better if you had 4 hands to clap?" You know, all this other stuff. And then like he does the whole thing, and it was a spiel about the standard casino thing where it's like the Grand Hotel and all that crap, basically promotions. And then he's like, "Oh, I kind of like it." "You're lying, blah blah blah." And then she goes, "It was crap."
So
and then he convinces him basically to he goes, "You're not good enough for this place." And then that's why he ends up going in a wider world and terrorizing everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's because he said, "Oh yeah, I should go see new places and impress new people."
Right.
And all this other shit.
So the first episode, I seen the preview for that their little fight scene in the casino,
Where he tries to beat him
and
up.
it's so cheesy. I couldn't even make it through the. Preview.
That's not a good part. The only good parts are when he talks to him.
Right.
Really.
It was so cheesy that I couldn't even make it through the preview. So when I went into the first episode, I thought I didn't have high expectations. I was like, all right, I seen the preview for the fight, but the first episode wasn't bad. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's not like bad cheesy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I gotta watch it. I gotta get myself caught up on it. We watched the second episode of Futurama.
It was pretty good.
It was decent.
Yeah, it's the way they go back and you're familiar with other seasons, right?
Of what?
Futurama.
Yeah.
So do you remember when Kif had the babies, Talila?
Yes.
So they go back to the swamp to get the kids.
Exactly 20 years.
And it's like this, it's obviously like normal parenting thing. Like the kids don't like, Amy's technically supposed to be the mom. They don't like her, and the one keeps calling Leela mom because obviously it's a freaking mom. It has one eye.
It looks exactly.
And it looks exactly like her, but in like Kif form. And so.
Well, they all kind of do. The boy has her haircut for some reason, except for it doesn't have the ponytail on the back.
Right. So then, like, Amy gets jealous. It turns into a whole thing. Kif gets called away for like the army, kind of like that whole dad gets called away in the army thing. Has to do with the family.
Because they reintroduced Zap Brannigan.
Right. It's a pretty solid episode. I mean, it wasn't like hilarious, but it was still it had a good.
Yeah,
good
it was good. I will say it's not hitting quite the same as the older ones did with some of the jokes and stuff. But that was to be expected, though.
Right.
So that was decent. I guess we'll go with the season finale of Secret Invasion next.
This is your guys' forte. I mean, I watched it. I liked it.
Yeah.
You guys are the ones that were mad about some things.
Well, one of the things we talked about is like
not mad, really.
Just
it has nothing to do with the series itself. Has more to do with how they set it up.
Right.
Because they didn't have the Fantastic Four through the whole thing.
Which is
and the
always
Skrull thing is entirely a Fantastic Four thing. The main enemy was the Fantastic Four, was the Skrulls.
Okay.
Because the Skrulls wanted to invade Earth, and like Reed was like the primary mind about alien species and stuff on Earth. So, basically, the Skrulls try to basically copy all the Fantastic Four's powers at one point in one person.
Okay.
But the thing is, the Skrulls were an empire in the comics. They weren't just some schmucky refugees or whatever.
Yeah, right, I got you.
I mean, they make mention of that at one point they had an empire,
but they never had problems with the Kree. It wasn't a thing.
It wasn't as well. They had problems with the Kree, but it was never to the point of.
It was more like a stalemate, and less of a you know.
So in the comic book, I'm pretty sure you guys probably told me this before. In the comic books, why did they come to Earth then?
Well, in the for the Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Because the Illuminati, which was made of Reed Richards, Professor X, like the most powerful of each of their brands, Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, and all them, they found out something with the Skrulls, and so they went to the Skrull homeworld and threatened them. And then the Skrulls didn't take that on the chin, and as they were leaving, the Skrulls attacked them and started the Secret Invasion through that by kidnapping them and placing themselves in with their sleeper agents.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just went on from there. They would just capture people here and there. Different
and copy them, yeah, right, I got it.
Yeah. And the way that worked was not like they all knew about each other. Like, if you were both replaced by Skrulls, neither of you would know you were Skrulls until you were activated.
Right.
That's how they did it. Like, they erased all your memories until you got activated, and then you would like, oh yeah, I'm a Skrull.
So you actually thought you were
the person.
Yeah, okay.
To be able to, because they wanted to be able to evade people like Professor X and that who had telepathy, so they could dig around.
Right.
But and I agree. Like, the setup was not as great. Last episode they did not do enough with Nick Fury. But I also get it. Samuel Jackson's 70. He's not going to be fighting it up. So, because number one, like the British chick did way more than Nick Fury. In that
I
episode.
love the British chick in the show. Love her.
She's
definitely my favorite character in the whole show.
She's the standout character.
Yeah.
And the other thing I said that the fight was kind of the end fight was like aesthetically it was great, like looking, but on the concept of they're both Super Skrulls with the exact same power set, how did he lose so easily? Because once she started activating Captain Marvel stuff, he just all of a sudden was just getting wrecked by her when he could activate her powers too.
No, he wasn't getting wrecked.
No, at the end.
It was a pretty close fight until she blew the hole in her chest.
But the last like 30 seconds, all of a sudden she just activated Captain Marvel's powers and just started taking over the fight, and then she blew a hole in his chest.
No, he activated Captain Marvel. He activated Captain Marvel's power.
Then he should have been on par with her. And actually, realistically,
because when she activated his power, she was in the air, and then she flew down at him, and he activated the power too, and slammed her in the ground.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it shouldn't. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have been taken out that easy, especially on the fact that he's been a Super Skrull longer than her. So he's more familiar with on how to access all those powers than she would.
I agree on that point.
And also, he's been a soldier a lot longer than her because he's vastly older than her.
Yeah, but what did she learn growing up from her dad, who was
working for Nick Fury.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? Like, it's the difference between a person who, you know, started out MMA versus the guy who's been fighting for a long time. You know, yeah, they both are experienced, but, you know, one's got the more ring experience and all that, so it has this upper hand. The experience usually gives you an upper hand comparatively to being younger.
Oh, I'm not talking about her being younger. I'm saying her dad probably taught her stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time. Well, during the blip, was he blipped out or no?
No, he wasn't blipped out.
Yeah, because I know there was for a while his wife died and then she went MIA because he couldn't find her. Remember at the very first episode he was talking about trying to find her and then we found out.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying when she was younger.
But still, even then, like, what's the name? Evil guy's name? Garrock or?
I can't remember.
Let me check.
Dan's on it. But he was doing like missions from Nick Fury at a young age and killing people at a young age. So he's still more experienced and should have been able to have the upper hand in that fight.
Well, the whole power...
Gravik.
Gravik, yeah, that's it.
It was just a weird like continuity thing.
So he had literally all the powers, same powers, right?
Yes.
They had all the same powers.
It's possible it could just be a girl power thing.
Girl power?
Yeah. Oh, the girl's supposed to win. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, go for that rating.
I'm not saying it is the reason. I'm saying it's possible it's the reason.
That's true. But still.
Then again, given the changes in physiology, how does she know that's where his heart is?
Yeah, because that is... I don't know. With the group
well,
thing,
I mean, you say about tapping the powers. She had that one superpower for a while.
The regeneration.
She knew how to
the
tap
regeneration, and she had the same 3 powers that he did when he first started.
Right, so she knew how to tap them.
Yeah, but still, if you both have access to the same thing, the person who has access to it longer should know how to use it more effectively.
Not necessarily.
Regeneration has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but using the
they aren't Deadpool.
That's true.
It's not necessarily true. I mean, she had time to access it and learn it real quick. I mean, how long have you seen? I mean, I've seen people play baseball their whole lives, and someone play it 1 year and they can throw better and farther.
It's just one of those things. What else? The president at the end of that was also...
That was very weird.
That was a very
odd.
dumb loophole.
That was an odd one, yeah.
That is something Nick Fury would not let happen. Like, he would not allow that to all go down the way it did.
Yeah, that was a very odd ending.
Yeah, he saved the president. The president's like, let's kill all Skrulls! Get off my planet! First of all, Nick Fury would be like, no. Like, listen, not all of them are bad, so you need to handle this a little more level-headedly instead of starting a mass murder.
But he did basically tell him that. He said, this is the actions of a one-term president.
Yeah, he said that.
After he already said it, you know what I mean?
The guy's going to do it anyway. He was freaked out. He wasn't going to listen to anybody.
But he sure listened to Rhodey when Rhodey's personality completely changed. And that's the thing.
You do realize that friggin' Nick Fury was a wanted man up until then.
That's true.
So he gets freaked out. He finds out Rhodey is a friggin' Skrull. And he's the president of the stupid United States. He's usually in control of the situation. So he freaked out. And now he's going rogue.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
And then they set up the British chick and what's her face working together. Gaia. So Gaia and the British chick working together. She just showed up. She's like, hey. She goes, you don't want this fight. She goes, no, I don't, but I came here to talk to you. She goes, what, are you going to use me? She goes, yep, and you're going to use me. She goes, cards on the table. Let's do this.
She's great, man. She's the best. She was the best part of the show.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
I think I don't know what they're gonna do. I think they're done with good old Sammy Jackson.
I mean, he's in the next movie, The Marvels, so I'm really hoping they just kind of leave it there. Just leave him gone.
Didn't you say you wanted his son to come in anyway?
Yes, I wanted to do Nick Fury Jr. because he's awesome. So yes, Dan, so I can have all my Technicolor neon everything. Douche.
Why am I a douche?
Because you were making fun of me that last time we talked about it.
Okay.
So
you deserved it. It's not my fault you deserved it.
Fair enough.
You like it, that's fine. Making fun of you doesn't mean it doesn't invalidate your enjoyment of it.
Yeah, oh, I'm not saying, but it hurts like to my feeling.
Oh, we better get over that.
My feeling. This is my safe space.
There is no safe space around us. You know that.
That just
already.
proves you're a douche.
What else did we watch? Oh, What We Do in the Shadows.
Yep, What We Do in the Shadows.
I think this is one of the better seasons.
Yes,
this is.
I'm enjoying this season.
This is definitely
much better than the club season.
Yeah, last season it had its good episodes, but it had a lot of dull episodes too. But it's not, this season, first 3 episodes are fucking great.
Yeah, absolutely. I super enjoyed the whole. Oh, sorry. Whoops. I was sitting there masturbating underneath my desk to all your pretty faces.
He's like, I really don't want to win this. She goes, what do you mean we have to? He goes, no, we don't. He goes, what are you going to do? He goes, you'll see. I got this.
I'm actually interested to see why she doesn't want to stay with him.
I just don't think she wants to be a
wife to him.
Yeah,
like,
she doesn't want to be a codependent.
But the way they set it up, there's going to be like something with her.
Maybe.
Some weird thing.
I just think it's more of like they don't want her to be like a codependent. Like they drain each other too.
Yeah. Well, she gets the better hand of him.
Well, yeah, right, but he still does drain her too.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I don't know.
But they're setting something up with it. Nothing like.
I mean, they could be. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, when do we think that Nandor finds out about
Probably near the end
Guillermo?
of the season. I think that's gonna be an end of the season thing. Like the last episode or two.
Yeah. The episode, the gay pride episode.
It's still the best.
That
was my favorite episode so far this season.
That's the best one. I don't think anything's gonna top that one. That was great. It goes to say that at the ending where Colin Robinson's head's on the other side.
Yeah. So, Dan, if you get caught up, the one chick can switch people's souls out of each other's body like Freaky Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And he switches,
she switches
Najia's soul with her doll, who's an innocent version of her.
Uh-huh.
And they switch places, but Najia's innocent soul doesn't want to go back until she gets laid and all this other stuff. So...
And she wants to have sex with Colin Robinson.
Yeah, and Colin Robinson can't do it. He's like, I'm not into this. So, at one point, she's like, the chick who switched him in the first place, she's like, I can't force souls to switch back. He goes, what happens? Can you put two souls in one?
And she was like, yeah, I don't see why not.
So she puts Colin Robinson's soul in Naja's body with her innocent soul. And they get to a point where they mutate, and Colin Robinson's head sticking out of the back of her head.
they're at this gay pride rally.
And they're switching back and forth.
And Najia's innocent soul is sitting there talking and rambling, and you hear like now you don't realize that he's actually a head. Like you think that they're like fighting in like an internal battle, and all of a sudden he spins her around and he pulls the hair to the side like this, and it's his face, and he's like yeah, everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out. And then they do the parade. They do like a little gay pride parade, and it's so funny because their float is literally a wagon with Guillermo in it, holding a sign that says "Gay Guy," with sparklers. It's so funny.
So, anyways, at the end, Guillermo's walking by one room, and he looks in, and it's Laszlo
with a Katya doll on her, Nadia doll on the shoulder of Naja's evil side, while he's having sex with Naja's body with Colin Robinson and Naja's innocence in there.
So,
and she's like, "Oh yeah."
So she's laying on her back, which would be the innocent side of Nadia, looking at him, and they're having sex, and he yells down, "How are you doing down there, Colin Robinson?"
It's pretty good.
He sits up. She sits up, and Colin Robinson's face is there, and he goes, "This actually feels pretty good."
Guillermo's just like, "Oh."
Guillermo just turns around and walks away. It's great. It's a hilarious episode. It's definitely the best one.
It was funny. I was enjoying the second episode when they got in the fight with the werewolves.
That's a good episode.
And he gets this. He's
the
like
squeaky toy goes over.
Like they get into a fight with werewolves because they have like their tens upon tens of years contract on fighting each other.
They're not supposed to fight each other.
Yeah, it was established in 1993 that werewolves and vampires are not supposed to fight each other.
Why 1993?
Yeah,
That's just when it came about.
Yeah. So
So
they get into a fight, and this werewolf's gonna beat the shit out of Nandor, and everyone knows it. And
He's all
Nandor's
huge and jacked and shit.
taking off his cloak, and he goes like this, and he pulls out a squeaky toy.
No, he's looking through the weapons because
That's what it is. That's right.
Because they set up rules where clans can fight each other on a one-on-one, like choose your champion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Nandor's like, I can't take this guy, and then he's looking through all the weapons. This is too pointy. And then he finds a little rubber squeaky toy bone, and he goes, I choose this. And the werewolf's like, and he squeaks it a bunch, and then throws it off a roof.
They're on like a skyscraper, and he chases it off the roof.
Yeah, he runs and dives after it to fetch it, and pretty much almost kills himself. Like he's laying there all broken up and stuff, and he's like, I guess I win.
So they're all down there like trying to like figure out how to help him, and the one werewolf goes, hey man, if I find it, can I have that toy? And the guy's like, Nandor's like, yeah, I guess.
And then they're like, so they leave the werewolf that's all broken up to go look for the squeaky toy. And he's like, all right, everyone, search out for the squeaky toy. And if you step on it and hear a squeak, that's most likely the toy. Because the way that werewolves work in this, they're just dogs. They're more or less just dogs, dumb dogs.
It makes no sense. I know it's a comedy. I get
It's
it,
so
but
funny.
Show's hilarious.
It's well written.
We have anything coming up we want to watch? I want to listen. I know you don't like horror movies and you're not really big into them, but The Exorcist.
Considering the last one I went to.
Exorcist Believer is coming out in October, and I am stoked for it.
Also, we have the Dracula movie.
We have The Last Voyage of Demeter, and then we have Nosferatu comes out next year.
Yeah. Back on the old vampire.
I believe Willem Dafoe's in the Nosferatu one.
Yeah. Who's he playing? Hopefully Nosferatu.
I don't know. Let me see.
Silence. But I want to see a Ninja Turtle movie. Dan.
He is not going to be Nosferatu.
Okay. Dan, you want to see a Ninja Turtle movie?
Why?
Because I asked you.
Because I asked you.
I saw the trailer. I'm not really interested.
Because I asked you. He plays Robert Eggers. Or is that Robert Eggers' movie?
I have no idea. Oh, but Twisted Metal is something I want to see. Ninja Turtles is something I want to see.
I just not. I don't like the. I don't like this new animation.
Oh, the animation they're using the same thing as they use this the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
it's popular, so like whatever.
I just don't.
It's wonky. I get it.
Bill Skarsgård's gonna be Nosferatu.
Is he?
Yep. Guy from it.
That's a good. That's not a bad choice for Nosferatu. He's got the body, that lanky,
Yeah.
skinny.
I gotta get Netflix back. Speaking of which, after we're done here, I'm gonna call my mom and get Netflix back. Netflix, man.
What's on Netflix?
Oh
yeah, by the way, I'm gonna speak for Greg. Stop corrupting his Hulu feed with anime.
I haven't been watching. You know what the funny part is, though?
I went down to recommended for you, and it's all anime. I've never watched anime on this show.
Yeah, you did. You
I watched one thing.
Yeah, Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because the only thing I've watched is Spy X Family on there, and I think one episode of Hellsing Ultimate.
Whatever.
So that's
still your fault.
It's still your fault.
We're going down to that's a good show. Watch that. That Solar Opposites is actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I like it. I've seen them that one I saw. The kids are more messed up than the adults.
Yeah.
It gets deeper into it too. Like it gets pretty good.
I'm just trying to think. Like
you see all the charges against him just got dropped.
Yes.
Well, I wonder what they're gonna do with that.
What?
Matt Groening or whatever the hell his name is.
The guy who did Rick and Morty.
The guy who made Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites.
Oh.
So he was found. He was charged with. It's been a while, so I don't know off the top of my
It's been
head.
a while.
With holding someone captive, his girlfriend captive, and assaulting her. And when Adult Swim found out, and when Hulu found out, they fired him instantly. They like got rid of him. You know, the stuff that should have happened to Ezra Miller happened to Matt Groening.
Yeah. Well, like, they proved it happened, right? Did they prove it happened, or?
No.
Okay, then.
So they got rid of him. They fired him right
They
away.
Johnny Depped him.
Yeah, they fired him right away. And then after going to court and everything, charges got dropped and he didn't get charged with anything. So now they're in this weird. I don't know if they're going to hire him back because he's technically the co-creator of Rick and Morty, and he's the co-creator of Solar Opposites. So I don't know how that's going to work.
We'll find out.
For some reason, I feel like Matt Groening is the wrong name.
Justin Roiland.
That's it. Matt Groening is the creator of Futurama.
And Simpsons, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
was like, Matt Groening, he's the most boring person on earth.
Yeah.
I don't know why his name kept popping in my head. Maybe it's because I've been watching.
Because he's the most famous
maybe it's because
cartoon creator in the world.
Maybe it's because I keep watching. I've been watching The Simpsons again too.
Yeah.
I'm rewatching all The Simpsons. Which, by the way, I love the older episodes.
Yeah,
they're great episodes.
So, well, when I picked up
my favorite ones are the Halloween ones. The Treehouse of Horrors.
They are pretty messed up.
I was laughing. I sent you a video today of the two Indian guys beating up the black dude that was robbing their cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
is it this 7-Eleven in was it Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit. And you know how they're getting to where all these companies tell you can't do anything to the person robbing.
Like, just let them rob you. We'll get them on video and go after them.
We'll catch them later, hopefully.
This guy goes behind the counter where they look literally with one of those huge 55-gallon trash cans on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like just throwing cigarettes.
Yeah, he's like smacking all the cigarettes into it. And there's this black dude saying, "You can't do nothing about it. You gotta let do nothing about it." And just because he knows the stupid policy. Well, then all of a sudden the one Indian guy grabs the trash can, and the guy reaches to go grab him, and he grabs him and throws him to the ground. The other Indian guy rips a broom handle off the broom, and they start beating him with the broom handle.
Like literally beating him.
And yeah, like not even like little strokes. This guy is like arcing.
Like he's getting ready to chop a piece of wood.
Yeah, he's like, ha, ha!
It's a 7-Eleven.
Yep.
And the black guy screaming, "Okay, I've had enough!" And they're not letting up on him. They're just beating him. They smashed his phone because you saw a piece of his phone fall in his pocket.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. He like blew it into pieces. I forgot about that part.
And then the guy who's getting beat with the sticks telling the other black guy to help him out. He's like, "Yo, help me out, man." He's like, "You're getting your ass beat. That's called getting your ass beat."
So what was the last horror movie you went to see?
Halloween.
With us.
Remember that?
Yeah, but we all knew that was going to be a dumpster fire.
I'm just using it as an excuse to never go to a horror movie ever again.
We all knew that was going to be a dumpster. We all knew that was going to be a dumpster fire when we went to go see it. By the way, it's coming up, fellas. I mean, we're already over halfway through the year. Do you guys have a half of the year best movie show?
I don't think there's anything.
No, we're just gonna wait till the end of the year.
There's never good look
because there's gonna be a bunch of good stuff coming out near the end of the year too. So.
Like what?
Well,
I said half. I said the first half of the year.
Yeah, no, because I can't come up with 10.
I'm thinking of anything I thought was good as far as movies, anyway.
That we've seen.
TV's way better than movies, anyway.
Let's see, I got my list here. That I've personally watched. Pale Blue Eye was good. Menu, Glass Onion, Last of Us, Knives Out, Sicario, Megan. Megan wasn't bad. The Invitation wasn't that. Cocaine Bear was hilarious.
Was that this year?
Yeah. Carnival Row was alright. Mario was alright. Renfield was pretty funny.
Oh, I love Renfield.
Quasi sucked. You watch Quasi?
What's that? Obviously not.
It's from the makers of Super Troopers. Yeah, don't watch it. It sucks. Evil Dead Rise was good. Pope's Exorcist was good. Babysitter was okay. I watched that when I was in Florida. Dungeons and Dragons I watched.
Oh yeah.
We all watched that. Yeah, I knew that was this year.
Pray for the Devil was okay. Human Resources, the show, was okay. It was a pretty good one. It's like a follow-up to Big Mouth.
Okay.
Guardians,
Yeah, I watched about half of it and then I started getting tired.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
We watched Boogeyman, which was alright.
All right.
And then Oppenheimer.
I didn't realize how much we watched this year.
I saw a screen.
Alright.
I'm just looking at a screenshot of.
That's why I've been keeping a list.
I just watched a screen, looking at a screenshot of the black guy getting beat up. Well, here's one of the Indian guys in his butt crack.
Yep. But I'll play the video for you because I have it. But we'll call that a show at this point. As we watch people get with broomsticks. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Bye.